As an educator, I'm always on the lookout for ways to engage audiences, especially when it comes to teaching history. So I did a deep dive into learning about the mechanics of curiosity. How exactly does it work? What catalyzes it? And to test what I learned, I decided to turn my own kid into a test subject, because that is what educators do to their own kids. Using these research-based techniques, I transformed some boring colonial history, sorry, history nerds, into a mini lesson that had my child legitimately dying to know more. Now, although this is obviously an experiment geared towards children, these techniques will work equally well with adults. Humans of all ages have innate curiosity. It's just about understanding how it works. In case you don't know me, I'm Andrea Jones. I'm a museum consultant. I operate under the name Peak Experience Lab, and I help museums and historic sites improve the way they tell stories and engage visitors. I also help museum leaders to focus on doing work that really matters. Okay, now, so we know that activating curiosity is great for getting and keeping interest. We don't want to put our audiences to sleep, right? But did you also know that exercising curiosity is really good for you? It's true. If we can get our audiences or learners to practice being curious, it can make them happier, more empathetic, and also open to new ideas. Now, there's all kinds of research on this, but one really great resource that I found most helpful on the benefits of curiosity is Todd Kashdan's book, simply titled Curious. He approaches the curiosity from a sort of self-improvement lens, and it's really good. So exactly what is curiosity and how does it work? This is what I wanted to know. I thought I had an idea about this, being an educator, but I wanted to know the science. So I'm going to make a separate video that goes into a little bit more about the mechanics, but essentially curiosity is this. It is the desire to bridge the gap between the known and the unknown. And there was this famous researcher, George Lowenstein, and he calls this sort of curiosity zone an information gap, between the known and the unknown. And unknown is the gap. It's that itch that we need to scratch that motivates us to find out something that we do not know. And you might be like, yeah, I already know that, basically. But here is the phenomenon that Lowenstein made visible for me for the first time. He called it priming the pump. If you know anything about engines, it means that you have to give the engine a little bit of fuel to get it started. They have those on lawnmowers sometimes. Well, with curiosity, we can't be curious about something that we know nothing about. Think about it, right? So we need just a bit of information to prime the pump of curiosity. So if I said, hey, do you want to learn about geology? And you don't know anything about geology, you won't be curious. So we prime the pump with a little information that is intriguing but incomplete. Intriguing but incomplete. So intriguing because it needs to draw you in, and incomplete because we need to create that information gap, that hunger to know. So anyway, it is these tactics in priming the pump that I'm most interested in, because providing just the right stimulus or bits of information is actually where most people fail. So from what I've seen hundreds of educators in action over the years. There are really 4 major reasons that educators fail at priming the pump, and maybe you've seen this too. All right, number 1, probably the biggest problem, they provide too much information. It's less of like priming the pump and more like flooding the tank. Or to use another metaphor, I can't be hungry if you are feeding me a 5-course meal. The result is just that there's no information gap, there's nowhere to go, there's no uncertainty. Too much info. All right, second, the information that they provide fails to intrigue, or it uses too much jargon, too many words that I have to figure out before I can be curious. Like, hi, today we're going to talk about the tectonic plates, which are small divisions in the Earth's lithosphere. The lithosphere is the rigid outer shell of the planet, blah, blah, blah. I'm already bored. Third, and this is one that it's a little bit more delivery than design, educators can tend to go too fast and keep plowing through. They're not pausing to really be present with the learners to allow that curiosity space to grow. So in my geology example, after telling a group about tectonic plates that grow at the same speed as fingernails, I might just ask, so tell me about your reaction to that fact. Is it surprising? Does it make you wonder about anything? And when I was telling you originally, I kind of was in my own curiosity, right? When I delivered the information about thinking about how weird that was. So that is what I mean by giving space and pause for that curiosity and showing it yourself. All right, the fourth reason, the last reason that educators fail to prime the pump of curiosity is just really simple. They're not aiming for curiosity. The goal is really just to deliver the information, not pique interest. Now, these pitfalls are really easy to keep repeating unless you have some more specific strategies to use instead. So that's why I'm testing these 5 tactics to activate curiosity, and I'm going to give them names. I got the idea for naming these tactics from a guy named Dr. Nazir Cassini, who is a professor of user experience design out of the University of North Texas. But I wanted the tactics to apply more specifically to education, so I tweaked them a bit and added my own. There are a lot of these tactics, but I'm just going to show you 5. For all of the tactics, the basic goal is really the same, just to intrigue and to create an information gap. All right, the tactics I'm going to use in the experiment are, number 1, engage the senses. When something looks, smells, feels interesting or surprising, we want to know more. Number 2, hiding, delaying, or teasing. You've seen this one a lot, probably. I'm going to create an information gap by obscuring it from you in some way, either for a short time or a little bit longer time. Number 3, novelty. Exposure to something new, shiny, weird, or different. It's a big one. Number 4, open exploration. This is when you allow someone to just explore something novel or new in an open-ended way. And in this lesson, I'm going to use Project Zero's thinking routine. See, think, and wonder. See, think, wonder. Okay, number 5 is the hardest one probably, but I think maybe the most important, which is number 5, turning a puzzle into a mystery. So when you can turn a more trivial question into a question with larger implications, bigger picture that may present an even larger quest to a person that they may be really interested in throughout their entire lives, that's what I'm talking about. This is actually a phrase I'm borrowing from another author named Ian Leslie, who wrote the book Curious. Now, sometimes a strategy or tactic can fit into more than one of these categories. Like something can engage the senses and be novel at the same time. These are all just different lenses to look through to, kind of give you ideas for producing the same effect, which is, of course, an information gap. All right, well, the last thing I'm going to mention here before showing my experiment on my kid is that I pay a lot of attention to what I'm using the curiosity tactics for. If I know how to get people curious, I want to use that skill to get them curious about things that really matter. Things that help make the world a better place, not just about trivia, trivial knowledge. So I increased the difficulty level here with my own second grader. Now, the Maryland Social Studies Standards for second grade, my state, is about helping kids understand that people live differently in the past. Past, not the same as today. Getting that concept down. Like, hey, people didn't have Walmart back in 1720. But to add to the meaning of the lesson, beyond just things are different, I also added the element of teaching about something called cultural relativism. This is something you see in anthropology. This is the idea that there's really no normal cultural practice, that culture is relative, and that much of our judgment about human difference in this world comes down to the belief that our culture is superior. And it's a myth. It's a myth that's just not true. And that, I think that it's one of the most important things that you can learn in this life. I wanted to get my kid, Winslow, curious about the differences in culture by using colonial history, which is a very popular time period to teach about in Maryland, but also a time when Europeans were instigating a huge cultural takeover in North America, a takeover which had really devastating effects for both the Native Americans and West Africans who were forced to come here as slaves. Hopefully, a lesson like this could set the stage for a more in-depth discussion about how devastating these effects were when kids like Winslow are a little bit older. But I think the first step is just to get kids interested in colonial history and culture, the idea of culture, and the basic idea that differences are not bad. So I picked the topic of cleanliness and hygiene. Fun. So like roughly 1600s, 1700s. The exact date is not tremendously important because it would not matter to a second grader. But I will be showing evidence that people, even in the same time period, had a very different idea about what is clean, depending on their culture. Okay, so let's see what happens in the experiment. There were definitely some unexpected results. Check it out. Okay, we've started. All right, so I'm here with my child, Winslow. And Winslow, would you say you are an actual real 7-year-old?
Yes.
Yes, this is true.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not faking it. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you about a few things today to see if it gets your interest. Okay, so what we're gonna talk about is being clean. Like,
that's a hard thing to do.
Yeah. Do you think that like kids think about clean differently than grown-ups think about clean?
Yes.
How so?
Kids are always naturally dirty, mostly, but like, cause they're like, I look clean, but like the parents are like, no, you're not clean. You have like something on your face.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
cause you get.
Yeah, it's true. Like we're always saying like go wash your hands or something like that. Yeah. So a lot of this like cleanliness is about culture. Have you heard that word before?
Yes. A lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, where have you heard it? Like school or?
You say it when you're talking to me about Jamestown.
Oh yeah, I do talk about Jamestown. Anyway, like culture is just a way like that your group of people teaches you how to act or how to be. So also mixed up in this is disgust, the emotion of disgust, and I have something to show you.
No.
Okay, this is the Disgust-o-meter. Okay, so if something is, I'm going to give you a couple things to like rate about how disgusting you think it is. Mm-hmm. And so like number 1 would be it's not disgusting at all.
Yeah.
Number 2 would be like
not so menos.
Yeah, just a little bit, like, or you're not sure. And number 3 is just like, oh my god, gross.
Like ham.
Like super gross.
Like ham.
Ham. Yes, I know you think
good
ham
example for me.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so like some things that we're disgusted about are like for a reason. Like humans have developed a really good disgust-o-meter in some ways because, like, for example, moldy cheese, right? That's disgusting.
Eating it.
Eating is disgusting, right? And there's a reason that we're disgusted by it because our body is trying to tell us, like, do not eat that. You get sick or die. Right? So disgust like protects us. Other times though, our disgust is like wrong. For example, I'm going to have you rate this. Ready?
Okay.
How would you rate on the disgust-o-meter having a hair in your Chipotle bowl? Like eating it. Like a hair from the kitchen staff.
Maybe 1 or 2.
Oh, really? Not that disgusting?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's not that bad, just hair.
Would you eat it?
Yes.
You would?
It's a natural thing that like hair just gets and stuff.
Well, you know what? You're right. Actually, hair in our food is not dangerous. And yet lots of people in America are disgusted by that.
Yeah.
They're just like if they got a hair in their Chipotle, they'd be like, take that back to the kitchen. I am not eating that. Gross. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So sometimes disgust is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It can be cultural, like just what other people tell you that it is. And
Well, what you eat.
yeah.
Like taste buds sometimes.
Well, sometimes taste buds. So back in history, a lot of people had different like ideas of what clean should be depending on their culture. And they were disgusted sometimes by different cultures. Like, for example, so here's the 3 cultures that America started off with. You have Native Americans, you have the English colonists, and then you have the West Africans who came here as slaves. So that's what these are not perfect pictures because people did not have photography back then.
Yeah, not much.
But these are the 3 different cultures, and each of them kind of thought each other was disgusting in different ways, having to do with being clean and other things too. And also, the fact that they were disgusted by each other is going to change the entire world. But I will wait and tell you that at the end. Okay. Oh, get your Disgust-o-meter back out. The English people, the English colonists, took about 2 or 3 baths per year. 2 or 3 baths per year. That's all they ever took. Generally, some even less. How disgusting do you think that is?
2.
That's a 2. Okay.
Because just bath, it's actually cleaning you, but like baths just clean you a lot still.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. How many baths do you think they should be taking?
Like probably like 1 on a weekend, like a Sunday.
Like once a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 2 or 3 a year is. So I mean, we generally think of these things like as disgusting because we think, oh, it's not good for you to, take baths that little, right? So that's what Native Americans thought too, because Native Americans who lived here, and there was many different cultures within Native Americans. There were many different tribes, but generally most Native people would take a bath like once a day, like in a river or a stream. A lot of people say like, well, English probably didn't take a bath because they didn't have any indoor plumbing, like they didn't have toilets or showers or whatever. But it's actually because they thought water was bad for you. Well, because like back in England, there was this plague. Remember we learned about that, the plague, and it killed a whole bunch of people. And people realized in England that they would get sick after they took baths. It wasn't really the bath that got them sick. It was because they were bathing in these bathhouses with a bunch of people that spread germs, but they didn't know what germs were. And so they mistakenly thought that it was the bath that was getting them sick. So they're like, no baths, like stop with the baths, right? And so they would wash their face and they would wash their hands and stuff, but they would not like fully get wet very, very few times, right? So that is what the Native Americans thought was gross.
Yeah, that is so gross.
But you know what? They still actually thought that being clean was important, believe it or not.
What?
So there was another way that they got clean that was not to do with water or soap.
How?
It's in this box right here. All right, check this out.
Well, like a suitcase.
Yes, it is a rainbow suitcase.
It was mine.
Do you want to see what they used to get clean that was not a soap or water?
Yeah.
Okay. This is actually my t-shirt. Okay.
Can I have it?
This is can you have it? No, you cannot have it. It's one of my t-shirts. But
I want a white one. Looks good.
No, the idea was that you wear, like basically your underwear absorbs like your sweat and your oil from your skin and cleans you. So it was really important to have clean underwear all the time, because if you're not taking baths, it was like dry bathing kind of like. So do you want to see a picture of their underwear?
Yes.
Definitely. Okay, so this is like female underwear and male underwear. It does not look anything like our underwear today.
That underwear?
Yeah. There was no underwear under there. That was the underwear. Kind of like a gown and like, yeah, almost like a nightgown or something. But you were supposed to show a little bit of it under, like if you're a female, you show a little bit under your dress to show like, hey, I'm clean. I'm a clean person because I'm wearing underwear that absorbs the stuff off of my body. So you can imagine how dirty the cloth was, right?
Yeah.
Is that surprising so far? Like different than what you would think?
Yeah, I did not expect like it to be like a suit.
It is like a suit. Yeah, it looks like a suit. And that they didn't take a lot of baths.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions so far? Like what are you curious about anything?
Like, why do you think they did they know that you could just have like shorter underwear? Do you think?
You know, I think because their clothes were so big also, like they were really big on covering all parts of the body. It was their culture to cover the body, and you can see like the differences in Native Americans and West Africans. Like they didn't wear as many clothes, right? And the English people thought that was just like uncivilized. Like, look, these are English, so these are like a lot of clothes, right? Like long dresses, long dresses, and like long pants, even when it was hot outside, and like different layers. Like you're wearing like that on with a dress on top of that, and like other things, lots of different layers there, and it was just like considered to be. Oh, you don't do that. Like you don't just go out in shorts. Like that was just considered to be improper. Like very, very bad in their culture. We've come a long ways, haven't we?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you think the kids would have a choice for if they like needed to wear that much or just a little less because they're kids?
You know what? That's a fair question, because kids are not really, just like you were saying, like kids are different with clean. They're probably not going to buy the fact that like you need to buy wear all these clothes either. Yeah. They're like, hey man, we're not like a part of your culture yet. By your age, they would definitely be wearing like full clothes. Believe it or not. You would just be, I mean, like the amount of clothes you're wearing right now would just be like, whoa.
Like jeans and like this shirt.
Yeah, that's like you're wearing your underwear around, basically. Okay, so the next Disgust-o-meter item is a Native American item. Okay, this is...
Is it actually paint?
Is it paint? It kind of looks
like paint.
It's bear grease.
Is it actually bear grease?
It is actually bear grease. I ordered it from a Native American who lived in the Pacific Northwest, far from here, but still. Do you want to open it?
I guess.
Well, we should, because if you want to find out if you're disgusted by it, then we should know what it is, right? Okay, so bears, as you know, probably are really big and fatty.
They are really fat.
And so Native Americans would kill the bear, peel back the skin, and then take the fat from the bear and then boil it down and use it for so many different things. Like it could be used on their waterproofing their clothing, like because they wore leather, clothing and hides. It could be used on tools, and they love to put it in their hair or on their skin, like all over their skin. And you can smell it if you want.
Ew, so it smells like peanut.
Peanuts.
Yeah,
you think so?
I need to smell that.
Okay.
Again. The peanut mixed with like the other stuff after the bacon.
Like the bacon grease?
Yeah. So
That's
like that.
probably pretty close. Okay, so how disgusting do you think that is?
3.
A 3? Yeah. Okay. That's
I
fair.
wouldn't eat that.
Yeah, I mean, well, it wouldn't kill you. I mean, it's just fat.
Yeah, but it's good for you.
Yeah.
I
So the English colonists, when they saw how much grease the Native Americans used on their bodies and on their hair, they thought it was disgusting. They said it smelled bad. And you know, smelling is something that is like really related to disgust.
Did they ever like smell it? Like get it from them?
Did the English get the?
Did they trade?
Yeah, they did trade a lot of things, and I have read stories about how some English colonists thought this stuff was great, and they used it on their own skin because it's really good on your skin. Apparently, I haven't tried it. Do you want to try a little bit of it? You're really wait. You said it was a 3. You're really disgusted.
Are you gonna try it?
I'll try it if you try it.
Yeah. Okay. You try it first.
Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna push.
Try it first.
You want me to try it first?
Yeah, you try it first.
Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna eat it, but like I'm gonna put it some on my skin. It's a little warm. Oh yeah, it's pretty oily. What do you think?
Like, what's supposed to happen?
Well, your skin's supposed to be really moist, for one thing. And then the other thing is that they thought that it would, it does, like, keep away mosquitoes.
Ooh, yeah.
It smells like bears. I don't know why, to me, it smells like
I've never smelled one. Have you?
No, but now we have. There's a lot of other things that they say it does, too. Like, it has, like, antibacterial ability, like, so that it could actually help clean you because it can get rid of.
Can I wash my hands now?
Yeah. Yes. Okay, so the smell was did trying it make you more or less disgusted?
Say less probably.
Yeah.
It didn't do much, really.
Yeah.
But the fact that it helps you is cool.
Has some good properties, good qualities. Yeah, sometimes what happens with disgust is like you're really disgusted until you know more about something, and then you're not. So, but okay, last thing. Okay, wait, before I show it to you, this is a West African thing. Okay, so these are the
West Africa.
Yeah. So these are these folks, and they were brought here by force because they were enslaved by the English. What did you say?
They don't look nice.
They don't look nice. Well, yeah, in that picture they have like some weapons, and I think they're showing their power in that particular picture. But anyway, a lot of their customs and culture they brought to America, and one of those things was cleanliness. They did bathe a lot, just like the Native Americans. So both of these groups thought that the English were disgusting with the amount of bathing they did. But they had a kind of soap that was very different than any other group here. In fact, Native Americans didn't really have soap. They had like some plants that they used as soap.
Like this. Not like the soap that I got for Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, funny you should say that because the question I was going to ask you as far as disgusting would be, would you use a bar of soap that was brown, like the color of dirt?
Yeah.
No big deal. So are you going to give that a 1 then? From your voice, it sounds like you're... Okay, I'm going to show it to you and see if you think still. Okay. All right, so this is African soap. Raw African soap. No. And this is the same...
Okay.
Wow. So this isn't obviously like the same soap they used hundreds of years ago, but is made from the same recipe. How do you feel about it?
Is that even soap? What does it it made out of?
That's a good question. It is made out of, it's the ashes from raw plantains, which are like a type of banana, kind of. It's
Definitely
made
smells
from,
like it.
yeah, some palm kernel oil, like palm tree or palm oil, shea butter, coconut oil, and what else? Vitamin E and water.
Probably still one.
Still one. How did it affect?
It's a lot of vitamins.
Yeah, it's
It's
a lot.
good for you. Probably.
So I'm gonna
Do you
use.
think we're gonna use it, or what are we gonna do with it?
What are we
after
gonna do
this?
with it? Well, first of all, I'm gonna ask you to like describe it and touch it and feel it and just like explore it.
It's probably.
Like, yeah, tell me what you.
It's colorful. It's really colorful.
Yeah, it's kind of like got different. It's not the same color all the way through.
Yeah, the different mixes. Like definitely bumpier than the soap we use.
Yeah, it's bumpy.
It's giant.
It's really big. What do you think about the smell? How does it smell?
I like this one.
What do you think it smells like?
Like soap.
It smells like soap.
No.
Like it doesn't smell any different than soap like that we have in our shower.
A little.
Okay.
Different.
What do you think about the soap? So we've like described it. It's bumpy, different colors, smells decent. Like what does it make you think of?
Like, well, dirt. Maybe
Okay.
like poo.
Because the color, well, there are a lot of brown things that have like organic, like things from bodies, things from, like from dirt, right?
Like a grass block from Minecraft.
Oh, right.
A brick, maybe?
A brick, okay. What do you wonder about it?
I know this video is about curiosity.
It is about curiosity, so, I don't know, maybe you wonder anything about it. If you don't, that's okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, disgust can cause a lot of issues.
Yeah.
And clean is not necessarily always just because of science. It's like because of culture too. Okay, so do you remember at the beginning I said that how disgust changed the world, and I was going to tell you at the end?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a pretty big statement, I realize. Disgust. What I meant was the disgust can make people treat each other badly. Like if you think someone is disgusting because of your culture or what they eat is disgusting, then you can possibly treat them badly or judge them like these three cultures did with each other. Has that ever happened to you? That you've ever consciously been like, oh, this person is like they smell bad, or they?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Well, do you think you might look for that in the future?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because in this case, the English colonists were like these three cultures were equally probably disgusted with each other. Not everything was disgusting. Obviously, they had friendships, and they, there were some people that got along, but the English enslaved West Africans and thought that they were not really human, like they were not equal. And some of that probably had to do with disgust. That's a pretty big way to change the world, right?
Yeah.
So if we can kind of like be in touch with what makes us disgusted, then hopefully we can, that's one way that we can think about how we're treating other people and their cultures. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's very right. Yeah. Different cultures.
Different cultures, and the people are like, oh, that's weird. it's not always like disgusting. They're not always using that word, but they might be
Yeah.
like, oh, that's weird, with that person. In fact, I was at in a classroom full of fourth graders, and they showed this picture of Native Americans to the fourth graders, and they all laughed. You know why?
Why?
Because they're like, oh, they're naked, right? Like, that's weird, because that's not how we dress, and we're kind of like, oh, embarrassed or whatever to have naked bodies. But that is a very, very cultural thing. It's like something that we're taught. It's not like right or wrong. It's just different. Anyway, all right. Well, thanks for participating with me. You're like such a good guinea pig. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Well, that was so much fun. I really cherish the time I can spend with my kid like that, and the fact that they actually let me, teach them was pretty great. I would say all of the tactics worked really well. I think the engaging the senses with a kid that age, perfect. Hiding and delaying or teasing worked really well. The thing in the box. Novelty, of course, always. Anything new, shiny, interesting. The open exploration one. So in the video, the see, think, wonder routine didn't work that well. Winslow was just kind of like, didn't have a lot to say. But afterwards, the African soap got a lot of play. There was a lot of using it in our bathroom, a lot of discussion about it, the texture, wanting to know more about that. So that was an unexpected result that happened kind of in a delayed way that maybe wouldn't happen in a classroom or a museum where you wouldn't have that opportunity. The last one that I wanted to talk about was turning a puzzle into a mystery. So this is one of the things I work really hard to do, is to place these things in sort of a context, like how could I use this in my everyday life? And this is the part that I think kind of felt flat for a kid Winslow's age, in using these ideas about culture to apply to like an example that you might find in your everyday life of treating people badly. But I think we're setting the stage, and probably a kid maybe in 3rd or 4th grade would have gotten the abstract, translating an abstract concept to everyday life a little bit more. So, it could be an age thing. But see what you think about these tactics. I've got a few more if you're interested in learning more. And thanks for joining us. If you want me to come to your organization and do a workshop for adults on curiosity, let me know. You can contact me at peakexperiencelab.com, and we'll see you next time.